This video is a step-by-step guide to how to carve this wooden sheep figure. Before starting, you have to make sure that the grain of the wood goes vertically along the sheep figure like this. Otherwise, many steps of this tutorial will be difficult, and more importantly, the structural integrity of the sheep's legs will be poor. The first step of the process is roughly sketching all of the profiles of the sheep. If you have difficulties in sketching the sheep onto the wood, you can pause the video and use this frame for sketching the side profile and this frame for sketching the top-down view. The second step is carving the basic shape of the sheep from below the head. This is going to take a lot of cuts, so if the piece of wood feels uncomfortable in your hand, you can also round out some other edges a little. In my opinion, switching between different cuts is one of the key things in making these initial carving stages easier because it's less taxing on the hands. The gap between the front and the hind limbs is revealed easiest with these sweeping cuts. Start from the edges and then move closer to the center. We can leave the gap like this for now, because once we slim this down, it's going to be much easier to carve the rest. And that's what we're going to do next. The third step is carving the top-down profile. Removing wood along the grain of the wood is one of the easiest parts of this project, which is why we want to use it in our advantage and do it early on to make other steps easier. Here I'm making cuts that resemble sweeping cuts and V-cuts, but the results are very different from the usual since the grain of the wood allows for just chipping away the wood like this. For the outside curves, rough cuts like these can be used. The next step is carving the rough side profile of the head and the back. With this we're going to use mostly rough cuts and sweeping cuts. What is important to note is that once you get here, it is best to cut from the other direction to avoid accidental splitting. Before we get to the next step, we can make our work a little easier by refining the front of the neck a little bit. These kinds of iterations here and there in between steps are a useful way of keeping the overall shape and the proportions in balance. Step number 5 is giving the head its basic shape from all around. Now that we're starting to get a better idea of the proportions of the sheep, it is easier to carve the head to be closer to its final size. This step is mostly just about sketching and then making these different kinds of sweeping cuts that can be seen here. The biggest exception to that are these stop cuts that define the edge between the face and the thicker wool of the rest of the body. Step number 7 is carving the rough shape of the legs. Before this, we only define the shallow arch that very gently separates the limbs from the belly. Like I mentioned before, we can make carving the rest of the gap between the legs easier by slimming down the sides like this. Then we can sketch the positioning of the hooves, which will help with removing excess wood more confidently. Slowly, the sweeping cuts we're making start to transform into V-cuts and stop cuts. This happens quite naturally when creating tighter and tighter inside corners. After that, the next step is giving the face a little more detail and a more refined shape. The sketching done here is just for support. By marking the spots for the eyes and the ears, we know exactly how much wood to remove from between them. Here I'm also defining the edges of the face a little better. Step number 9 is about refining the shape of the sides and the back. We start with a simple groove on the sides that separates the stomach from the legs and makes the figure look a lot more realistic. Flattening these parts of the sheep's sides and back takes away some of that oversimplified roundness and kind of makes it look like the mass of the body is reaching for the ground due to gravity. Due to the turning of the body, we also need to give the sides an asymmetrical level of roundness. This side needs to be flatter because it's more stretch, whereas the other side is squeezed into a rounder shape. The next step is refining the upper parts of the legs that are connected to the rest of the body. It's mostly just about continuing the side groove to also reach the underside of the belly. This cut right here is very different though. It's basically a two-sided stop cut, except that multiple cuts like these really help with removing excess wood easier. First, cut the excess into small slices and then remove it like this using the tip of the blade. Step number 11 is an easy one, the tail. It's just a matter of sketching the shape of the tail on the wood, removing excess from around it and rounding the edges. Step number 12 is finalizing the face. We're going to start by drawing these two small lines and then carving them away with careful sweeping cuts. This separates where the eyes are going to be from the rest of the face. Next, we'll focus on some of the basic curves of the sheep's face. Although the shape of the face varies depending on the sheep breed, this kind of a curve right here is very typical. Another basic curve that in my opinion helps with a sheep-like look is this inward curve on the underside of the jaw. It makes the tip of the chin more protruding, which seems to be quite common for sheep and goats. The eyes are just two little curved lines that will be carved with very small curved V-cuts with the tip of the blade. The higher cut is made by pressing the blade directly into the wood, whereas the lower cut should be in an angle like this. Here I'm making a bunch of different very small details that can be hard to understand just based on this video. Therefore, I suggest looking at a variety of photos of sheep faces to get a better idea of what's happening. The mouth and the nose are easy to make just by pressing the blade into the wood like this. However, I suggest marking the spot somehow first before committing to a deeper cut. That is what I'm doing here with this very gentle mark that helps me to evaluate the proportions before making the actual cut. Now we're going to go back and finalize the legs and some other details. One of the main changes that the legs still need is adding joints. The shape of the hind legs is going to be something like this, which means that we're not only making the legs slimmer, but creating this direction change here. On the front legs, we're going to create a similar direction change, but the joint bends to the other direction and it's going to be more subtle. The hooves are created with these very simple V-cuts. Here I'm just creating some additional wrinkles to make the wool look more lively. The ears are by far the weakest part, which is why I left their final shape as the last step. The shape is very simple, it's just flat from the front and kind of round like this from behind.